Hello everybody and welcome back to another bad Florida video. But the good news is this will be the final garbage Florida video because I'm leaving in a couple of hours and needed to get something recorded because for the next few days I won't be in any position to record. Like I've said before, it's a miracle that you are even getting a video, so sit down and be grateful. Just to reiterate, this means that the videos preceding this one will actually be of, good quality. We'll be back in the Glasgow setup, no more Pluto, no more Winnie, no more Mickey, no more Minnie, no more Eeyore, Tigger, whatever random Disney characters the Floridians paint in their houses for some reason. None of that. It's all gonna be gone. Not to diss Florida. I fucking loved it here, but, it's just not best for work. Anyway, let's just fucking bash this one out so I can get something on the channel. So MrBeast is like quite an underground sort of indie YouTube channel that produces really high quality content in my opinion. And his recent video is where he gives 100 homes to 100 different families. And it's a very touching, well edited, well produced, and from a good place video. Like seriously, if you've not watched it, I would genuinely recommend you to give it a watch because it is pretty wholesome. Some may even go as far as to say it's impossible to criticize. I mean, my only criticism personally with his previous videos of a similar nature was the thumbnails. I thought the thumbnails were a little bit whack and a little bit weird, but the content itself was absolutely fine and great, and I'm glad someone was doing what could be done by people in power and probably should be done by people in power. But that's a whole different conversation that could span like 50 videos. The point is, it's a bloke doing good things. He's a philanthropist, right? But just like every other video of a similar nature, there was the one with the blind people, there was the one with the water in Africa, he comes under a substantial amount of shtick every time he does something like it because people think that he's only doing it for the YouTube channel to benefit himself, blah, blah, blah. Now, I'm not him, so I don't know if that's true or not, but let's say it is. Let's say worst case scenario, MrBeast is genuinely doing all of these things purely only to benefit him and his channel and his business. Does that make it a bad thing that shouldn't be done? I guess it's subjective, but in my opinion, no. Like, at the end of the day, no matter what you say, those people in them villages are getting water. And the people in this video have a brand new home to live in compared to the shit they were living in beforehand. And to my knowledge, I don't think Jimmy has ever displayed any signs of this not being for a good cause or coming from a place of good faith. Like, I just don't think there's any evidence for that at all. In fact, I'd go as far as to say that people accusing him of doing such a thing and that being a reason to not make those videos are probably on the miserable side in terms of, life. Like, I genuinely just can't see someone who is happy and content with their place in the world and in their life making a comment like that on Twitter or YouTube or any place of that sort. It just never made any sense to me. But for this video, the biggest tweet condemning the building houses for people was this one. MrBeast is once again displaying his white savior complex while looking like a literal colonizer. And then the picture they put as proof to this is just MrBeast talking to two Jamaican people. Now, before I comment on it, I'll just read the community post. The video that they're referencing is one where MrBeast builds 100 homes for people who don't have one. Nowhere does it show him wanting colonialism. This post is rage bait. Now, that community note is pretty good, all things considered. However, the one thing I disagree with is the post being rage bait, because I've had a look at this account and, it is one of the most unhinged things I've ever seen. And, I'm already hearing people talking about how I'm, bullying a smaller creator or a small Twitter account or whatever. I don't really care about any of that. I believe in equality. I don't care if you have 100 subscribers, 10 subscribers, 1 million subscribers, 10 followers, billion, quadrillion followers. I'll fucking bully everyone to the extent that they deserve. And this bloke deserves fucking bullied. He's unbelievable. Like, some of the stuff on this, I'll just go through some shit. First of all, he gets very defensive. Way too defensive. Oh, bollocks, I almost dropped my phone. Way too defensive for me to believe that it's just a rage bait parody account. He takes advantage of the virality of this tweet by trying to get his followers to go vegan, which is fine. You can go vegan. That's perfectly fine. I think it's great for the environment, veganism. And then he posts a video of MrBeast being, controversial in his past. He says the F-slur. He says some just, edgy jokes, basically. But look at him. He's a fucking baby in these videos. He's so young. The uncomfortable truth is those words were used on YouTube at that time. Everyone was using them. I'm sure he's ashamed looking back at these videos now. I'm sure he's not very proud of it, but he's a very different person now, and he's doing great things for the community. Another reason I don't think that this post is ironic or a joke is the sheer amount of tweets that he tweets. It's probably maybe 10 a day at least. I just think that's a lot to commit to if you're a parody account. But accounts on this level, I don't even think it necessarily matters if it's a parody account. When it looks this real and they're putting this much effort into it being real, and you have a Patreon, because this bloke does have a Patreon that people do donate to, like, it's a completely different situation the second you fuck with people's money, because then issues like deception and the such can arise. Look, I'm not going to go through any of the tweets before the MrBeast stuff, because he can use the excuse of, oh, that was a while ago, even though it was like just a couple of days beforehand, but also because there's 3,827 posts on this account, so it just wouldn't be worth it. And also, I don't want this video to be an hour long. We'll just go through some of the stuff he said after that one tweet. He says, "Come at me, haters, I'm ready." He also says, "When MrBeast fanboys are on your ass, you know you're doing something right." So bear this in mind. He's very happy with the hate. He wants the hate. He fucking ravishes in the hate. He's just that kind of bloke. Nothing phases him. Genuinely bear that in mind, because we're about to see one of the most sensitive, soppy twats that you've ever seen in your life. He says that MrBeast's silence speaks volumes about his tweet, as though MrBeast is actually going to take time out of his day to respond to a Twitter account with like 5,000 followers. Right, see, this is why I said remember the stuff where he's talking about how he loves the hate, because he soon goes after Asmongold for calling him a fucking idiot, which he is. He says, "Hey, Twitch support, Asmongold was calling me a stupid cockroach and making fun of me for 20 whole minutes on his stream, practically directing his army of unwashed incel followers to harass me about my identity. How is this even remotely acceptable by your terms of service?" Now, it probably goes without saying, but Asmongold was not criticizing that vegan healer for his identity, but because of his grossly misguided and misinformed criticism of MrBeast's wholesome video, which is absolutely worth criticizing. By the way, I don't know if you can hear the fireworks. It is actually the 4th of July here in America, and I'm sat here in a fucking conservatory filming a video about a bloke who criticized MrBeast a little bit. Fuck me, I'm so done. I don't know, am I even gonna release this? You know, to reiterate one more time, that the quality of this video is not indicative of the quality of this channel and the content that I produce. I don't want anyone thinking that. I might delete this later, but I'm feeling cute right now, so figured I'd record something. Ever since I started blocking anime profile pics, the racism on my timeline decreased by like 99%. Honestly, yeah, that's valid. My therapist died, and then he posted that picture. Just strange. Why would anyone post that? Genuinely. Why would anyone post that? Now he uploaded it to YouTube. YouTube, please review this video. It goes against your targeted harassment policies. Again, it goes without saying, but criticism is not against YouTube's policies. If it was, I'd be fucked. Okay, I know I said I wouldn't comment on any tweets before the MrBeast stuff, but this one has to be mentioned. Because stuff like this goes beyond just being a wee idiot. Stuff like this actually enters the realm of genuinely problematic and should be stopped, maybe some legal consequences, because it is fucking insane. I'll just read this tweet verbatim. Trigger warning, disturbing/rant. My cat Snow, who has been vegan for her entire life, ate my hamster while I wasn't home. As a cat lover, I'm devastated. I don't think I'll ever own a cat again. On my way to the vet right now to have her euthanized, and I'm bawling my eyes out. It hurts. Goodbye, Snow. Fuck me. Jesus Christ, there's a lot to unpack there. We'll do it line by line. I think the only valid statement in this whole tweet is trigger warning, disturbing / Not even that. It's not like I'm gonna be fucking scarred from reading it, and it's not much of a rant. It's 3 fucking lines. I guess trigger warning if you're a cat. My cat Snow. It's a cute name for a cat, especially if it's a white cat. I think that's cute. Fair enough. Good tweet so far. Who was vegan for her entire life. Those are where the problems start. That's abuse. That is animal abuse. I don't know how you want to spin it, but however you spin it, that's animal abuse. Unless they're allergic to meat somehow. Yeah, genuine animal abuse. You shouldn't be making your cats go vegan. That's fucked up. If you do that, you're a terrible cat owner, probably a terrible person, and that's that, really. Ate my hamster while I wasn't home. I guess that makes you an irresponsible hamster owner as well. I don't think this bloke should be near animals. To be brutally honest with you, I don't think he should own any pets from this day forward. It just doesn't seem as though he's very responsible with them. Pretty ironic for someone who constantly gives out morality lessons to make your cat go vegan and have it eat your hamster. Like, your hamster should be in a secure cage that your cat can't open. It doesn't even have thumbs. How the fuck's it gonna open a cage? He went on to euthanize the cat, which honestly, I don't even know if that's really a bad thing, because there's no way that cat was enjoying its life. And again, for those who say that this account is rage bait, I really don't think it is. Here's him failing to ratio someone, so that's just a wee bit embarrassing. Okay, so on his Patreon, he's hit $500. He says, please donate so I can afford therapy, which is very confusing because just a couple seconds ago, we read this post out where he's happy that his therapist died. I really don't know what the fuck is going on with this person. I guess the fact that he needs therapy sort of implies a state of I guess, sort of not being all there mentally, sort of something being wrong with him, which I guess is possible, but he should make that front and center of his Twitter. Like, people should know that so that they can address it or keep it in mind when they're critiquing him. That's like a genuine word of advice or constructive criticism for him if he's watching this video. But honestly, $500 for an account with 700 followers on Twitter is genuinely pretty impressive. I don't know why people have donated to him. Just for comparison, and I don't mean to be a dick here, but I have over 20,000 YouTube subscribers, and guess how many patrons I have? 0! I'd say donate to my Patreon, but this video isn't fucking worth a donation, I'll be honest with you. I'm really struggling here. I don't know if you can tell, but fuck me. Anyway, I won't need to struggle for much longer because this next tweet is just a goldmine of content. He reopened his Patreon. I guess it was closed for a bit after he hit $500, so this is genuinely one of the funniest reopening messages, probably the funniest reopening message I've ever seen in my life, because it's just, there's so many twists and turns, you won't believe this. I'll read it out now. Addressing the elephant in the room, reopening the Patreon. I'm once again sincerely sorry for betraying everyone's trust by spending the Patreon money and cocaine. Fucking hell. Oh my god. Oh my god. Just a great, one of the best opening sentences. If you did like a creative writing GCSE and that was your opening sentence for whatever fucking story you're gonna tell, I'd be hooked. If I was the examiner, this is the one story I'd pay close attention to. I'm not even gonna try to justify it or make excuses, even though it was mainly for self-medication purposes for my ADHD. I have ADHD, and I'm not talking about quirky self-diagnosed fucking ADHD that everyone has nowadays. I had ADHD that was so bad, I was sat down when I was 6-year-old watching playing Poker Park rather, on my Wii, and I just couldn't even leave the main menu screen. I was on it for about 2 hours, and I was just thinking, if I press start game, I will fucking die. And I just zoned out for about 2 hours until someone came in the house and just fucking stopped us or snapped me out of it or whatever. It was fucked. And I can say with pretty definitive certainty that cocaine would do anything but help me with my ADHD. You need Ritalin. Regardless, this resulted in me closing down this Patreon page. Unfortunately, lately I've been struggling with extremely severe depression from all the harassment I've been victim to lately. MrBeast fans, Asmongold fans, and even my parents. People obsessed with bringing up my past mistakes, most traumatic periods of my life, and shaming me for them, forcing me to relive my darkest memories, and it has put me in a very vulnerable emotional state. Bringing up your past mistakes like what? How you killed your hamster and your cat. I feel like you're worthy of criticism for those things. It's not really like a typo or something. And also, I thought you were loving the hate. You were talking about how great the haters were and how much you loved receiving messages from them. And now all of a sudden, it's not okay. And sadly, I cannot afford therapy or to move out. So I'm once again opening the Patreon page to cover the bills and finance my rehabilitation. Again, I'm sorry for disappointing you. I promise never to make the same mistake again. See, this really just doesn't make any sense whatsoever. Like, why would you want therapy if just a mere few days ago, you were commenting about how much you hate your therapist and how you feel free because they died. Like, even if this is a parody account, which I genuinely, again, don't think it is, this is really, 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 really fucking weird, especially now that you're, fucking with people's finances. Like, people out of genuine good faith that may not look into the account as much as I have now might take pity on him and donate and not know exactly what they're donating to. It's not a nice situation to be in for anyone. Why is Kai collabing with a racist? You're this vulnerable? Stop bringing that upon yourself, especially when the criticism is wildly misinformed. And here he is, he's saying Asmongold, I think that's Asmongold, I don't know, but whoever it is, the point still stands. He's saying they're pushing 40, bolding, weird and disgusting, blah, 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 blah. So you're doing the exact same thing that you accused other people of doing to you by bullying others online. You can't really cry injustice and get angry when other people do it to you when you're doing the exact same thing. I quit this app forever, and that was his last tweet, so maybe he's genuinely being truthful. But I'm gonna end the screen recording on my phone. There you go, very nice. Stop, it's not ending, there you go, beautiful. We're done, the video's done. So, once again, I wanna reiterate for the third time probably, this video is not indicative of the quality of this channel. I really just needed to get something out because I'm fucked for the next few days and I didn't want the channel to be barren for like 2 weeks or so. I'll be back in Glasgow soon, we're gonna fucking lock in, and we're gonna make some great shit. So stay tuned for that. Subscribe, baby. Bye.